I fish using a 12-foot long Wilderness Systems Commander kayak. I have modified it in several respects to be able to accomplish what I'm trying to do. At the bow I have a 12-volt LED navigation light which plugs into a 12-volt battery. Behind that I have the battery for the Torqeedo ultralight motor. It's situated here so that I can reach it from the seat and swap it out with my second battery. I have a dashboard on which I've mounted a track and then a Yak Attack cell block, mounts for a fish finder and a cell phone, and the cell phone's used to control this camera. And then on the starboard side of that I have the throttle control for the Torqeedo and also a mount for an extra device. There's also a tool holder and a retractor for the fish grips, and then underneath the fish grips is a little box that's under a rain cover, so it's hard to see, but it has a connection to the 12-volt battery and then two plugs for USB power. One goes to the cell phone and the second one goes to the camera. I have two rod holders that are mounted on modified Yak Attack round bases. The original Yak Attack base had a pin and a T-handle on either side. I've taken the pins out and drilled all the way through both fittings so I could put a bolt in, and so now they're securely bolted to the rectangular nuts going on the track. On the starboard side I've got a cleat for a anchor trolley, which I use the trolley for both an anchor and a drift bag. On the other side I've got a holder for my paddle and the paddle leash. Behind the seat I store my second battery, which is in a bag, and it's also tethered to the seat, so I can't, if I drop it, I'll not lose it. I'm able to slide the seat forward while I'm sitting in it and pull this battery out and do this whole swap of batteries without getting out of the seat. On the port side of the seat is another cleat, and that is used for the tilt mechanism for the motor. Behind it I have my net, which is also tethered to the seat, and behind that is a bag, which is what I put the a fish in directly, and I do that while the fish is on my lap. Once it's in the bag, then it eventually goes into the fish bag that's behind the tackle box. I can't do the fish bag without getting out of the boat, so I have to land the boat to completely store a fish. Behind the tackle bag, on one side I've got the a camera arm, and if I'm running at night I can also mount a LED headlight there to give me forward visibility. On this side I have a Yak Attack light and flag, and then a pole which I can use to reach the motor or the bow of the boat if I need to fiddle with something. The motor often gets clogged up, or the prop often gets clogged up with debris, and so I need to be able to clean that off. The Torqeedo motor is mounted to the boat on a aluminum plate that I added since Commanders don't have any deck. So underneath the fish bag is an aluminum plate. It has then the standard Torqeedo mount bolted to it. I steer the Torqeedo motor with a adapter that I made that goes into the rudder holder, which I of course removed. That allows me to use the foot pedals to steer the motor. And then I've also built a fairing that keeps debris from collecting on the motor shaft, and so the motor still tilts properly, but that fairing diverts the debris to the outside of the pole. And then finally, on that same set of hardware I added a place to mount the transducer for the sonar.